You just spent 3 grand on tactical gear. Katana from that mall kiosk, tactical tomahawk with the paracord grip, maybe a machete with saw teeth because it looked badass in the packaging. You're ready, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Literally. Here's what nobody tells you about those tactical weapons collecting dust in your closet. They require skill you don't have, maintenance you won't do, and they fail in ways that get you killed. Meanwhile, your kitchen drawer holds tools designed for one thing: breaking down organic matter efficiently, repeatedly, without giving a shit about your technique. That cast iron skillet your grandmother used? It's killed more chickens than your katana has killed anything. The survival rate for people with expensive tactical gear versus people with basic kitchen tools in the first 72 hours of an outbreak is almost identical. Know why? Because gear doesn't save you. Pattern recognition, stamina, and tools that work when you're shaking and stupid with adrenaline, that's what saves you. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Every tactical weapon you bought was optimized for a completely different threat model. They're designed for combat against thinking opponents who wear body armor and shoot back. Zombies don't shoot back, they don't dodge, they don't quit. They're biomechanical problems that require biomechanical solutions. And your kitchen solved those problems a century before tactical companies started selling you fantasy. You're not the protagonist. You don't have plot armor, but you do have a kitchen. And if you're smart, you'll raid it before you touch that sword you can't actually use. If you're the kind of person who wants to survive on tactics instead of fantasy, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're not here to sell you gear. We're here to keep you breathing. Let's establish parameters. We're talking standard Romero rules. Slow movers, headshot only, bite transmission, and you're in a suburban environment with typical kitchen access. You don't have time to order gear online. You don't have access to a gun store. What you have is the next 6 hours before the power grid fails and the social contract dissolves. Your kitchen is your armory, and here's why it beats the tactical store. First, availability. Your kitchen is 15 feet away right now. That tactical store is across town, probably already looted, definitely on fire. Second, familiarity. You've used a kitchen knife 10,000 times. You've swung that katana exactly 0 times against a moving target. Muscle memory isn't built from YouTube videos. Third, repairability. A cast iron pan doesn't break, a tactical tomahawk handle splits, and then what? You die holding an expensive piece of trash. Let's be real for a minute. The zombie apocalypse is a weight endurance test disguised as a combat scenario. You're not fighting. You're surviving, and survival is about tools that don't quit when you're on hour 14 of no sleep, no food, and no hope. Kitchen tools were designed by people who understood that humans get tired, make mistakes, and still need the tool to work. Tool number 1, the cast iron skillet. 12 inches, pre-seasoned, weighs about 5 pounds. Sounds boring until you understand what 5 pounds of flat iron does to a skull at velocity. Here's why it beats your tactical tomahawk. First, surface area. That tomahawk has a 2-inch striking edge. The skillet has a 12-inch diameter striking surface. You don't need precision, you need probability. And a bigger surface area means you connect even when you're sloppy and terrified. Second, dual functionality. Your tomahawk does one thing. The skillet cooks, blocks, strikes, and intimidates. You can use it as a shield. Try blocking with a tomahawk handle and watch it snap on the first solid impact. Third, physics. 5 pounds accelerated through a short arc generates massive force without requiring perfect technique. You don't need to aim for the temple. Center mass on the head, and that rotational energy transfers straight through the skull into the brain. Immediate stop. The mistake people make with skillets is overswinging. They wind up like they're hitting a home run, which costs time and leaves them exposed. The fix is simple. Short, controlled strikes from a ready position. 12 to 18 inches of travel. You're not trying to decapitate. You're trying to crack the skull and scramble what's inside. 2 hands on the handle, step into the strike, let the weight do the work. You can maintain this for hours. Try maintaining katana strikes for hours and tell me how your shoulders feel. Tool number 2, an 8-inch chef's knife. Not serrated, not tactical, just a standard German or Japanese chef's knife with a full tang and a proper edge. Here's what this beats. Every maul sword, every tactical folder, every overbuilt survival knife with saw teeth and compasses. Why? Because it's designed to slice through organic tissue efficiently with minimal force. Your tactical knife is designed to pry, stab, and survive abuse. That makes it thick, which makes it wedge instead of slice. A chef's knife is thin, sharp, and optimized for exactly the kind of cutting you need to sever a spinal column at the base of the skull. You're not stabbing zombies. Stabbing creates narrow wound channels that don't stop anything. You're slicing major structures, carotid, trachea, spine, and a thin blade does that with less effort. The advantage nobody talks about is edge retention in soft tissue. Tactical knives are hardened for durability. Chef's knives are hardened for sharpness. When you're on your 20th zombie and that tactical blade is dull as hell, the chef's knife is still cutting clean because it was designed for repetitive organic work. You can resharpen a chef's knife on a coffee mug. Try field sharpening a tactical blade with a weird serration pattern. Common mistake: people try to stab forward. That's instinct from action movies, and it gets you killed because it commits your whole body and puts you in grappling range. The fix is lateral slicing at full extension. You maintain distance, you target the neck where structure is vulnerable, and you don't get grabbed. Think less Rambo, more surgeon. You're not attacking, you're dismantling. Tool number 3, the meat tenderizer, that metal mallet with the pyramid-textured face sitting in your utensil drawer. Weighs maybe 2 pounds. Looks harmless, it's not. This is a force multiplier specifically designed to break down connective tissue, and a zombie skull is just connective tissue you need to access. Here's why this beats a tactical baton. Surface design. Those pyramids focus force into multiple small points, creating microfractures across the entire impact zone. A smooth baton spreads force over a larger area, which means you need more power for the same effect. The tenderizer does the physics for you. You don't need massive strength, you need accuracy and repetition. Second, size and speed. A baton is 18 to 26 inches long. In a tight space, a hallway, a stairwell, a bathroom, it's unwieldy and slow. The tenderizer is 8 inches long. You can swing it in a phone booth. You get more strikes per second, and against multiple threats, rate of fire matters more than individual impact power. Third, psychological factor. A meat tenderizer doesn't make you cocky. A baton makes you think you're in control, so you overcommit and overextend. The tenderizer keeps you humble and defensive, which keeps you alive. You're not swinging for the fences. You're delivering controlled, precise impacts to the cranial vault until it fails. The mistake is treating it like a hammer. People wind up and swing once hard. That's inefficient and exhausting. The fix is rapid, targeted strikes. 3 to 5 impacts in 2 seconds to the same zone. You're not trying to cave in the skull with one hit. You're creating cumulative structural failure. The bone spiderwebs, then collapses, then you're through to the brain. Clean, efficient, repeatable. Tool number 4, the P38 can opener. Military style, 1 inch long, weighs nothing. You're thinking this is a joke, it's not. This isn't a primary weapon, this is the tool that keeps you fed when every tactical multi-tool has failed or been lost. Here's what it beats. Every expensive multi-tool, every survival knife with built-in can opener, every piece of gear that tries to do everything and does nothing well. The P38 does one job perfectly. It opens cans. That's it. That's all it needs to do, because when the power is out and the fresh food is gone, you're living on canned goods. Your $50 multi-tool has a can opener attachment that breaks the first time you actually need it. The P38 has opened millions of cans in actual military service without failing. Here's the tactical advantage nobody considers. It's invisible. You can keep it on your keychain, in your wallet, in your boot. When you're stripped of weapons, searched, or disarmed, you still have it. It weighs 0.02 pounds. You will never choose to leave it behind because it costs you nothing to carry. The mistake people make is not having one before they need it. When the stores are looted and the supply chain is dead, you can't get one. The fix is simple. Order 3 right now. Put one on your keychain, one in your bag, one in your car. They cost $1 each. This isn't sexy survival gear. It's the difference between eating and starving in week 3 when you're living on canned beans and your tactical multi-tool is broken. Tool number 5, the fire extinguisher. 10-pound ABC-rated extinguisher, sitting under your sink or in your hallway, ignored, expired, and absolutely devastating as both a weapon and a tactical tool. Here's what this beats. Every tactical flashbang, every smoke grenade, every expensive distraction device you can't actually buy without a license. First, the chemical discharge. ABC extinguishers spray monoammonium phosphate under pressure. That creates an instant vision obscuring cloud that blinds everyone in the area, including zombies. You pull the pin, squeeze the handle, and suddenly you have 3 to 5 seconds of total visual cover to move, reposition, or escape. That's not a weapon. That's a life-saving tool that creates options when you have none. Second, the weight. 10 pounds of steel cylinder with a carrying handle. When the chemical is empty, you're holding a metal club that delivers massive impact with minimal technique. You can swing it one-handed or two-handed. You can throw it. You can use it to prop doors, break windows, or barricade entrances. Every tactical weapon you own does one thing. The fire extinguisher does 6. Third, range advantage. The discharge stream reaches 10 to 15 feet. You can blind and disorient threats before they close to contact range. This gives you time to think, time to run, time to reposition. Time is the resource you never have enough of, and the fire extinguisher buys it. The mistake people make is treating it like a weapon first. It's a tool first, weapon second. The fix is understanding priorities. You use the chemical to create opportunity. You escape. Only if escape is impossible do you use the empty cylinder as a striking weapon. You're not hunting zombies with a fire extinguisher. You're surviving encounters you can't win by fighting. Bonus tactical advantage. Fire. In a zombie scenario, accidental fires are everywhere. Candles, generators, desperate people cooking indoors with improper ventilation. You're the only person with a working fire extinguisher. That makes you valuable. That creates alliances. That keeps you breathing when everyone else is inhaling smoke and dying from preventable fires. Now let's talk about what you actually do with these tools in a practical scenario. It's hour 6. The power just failed. Your neighbor is screaming 3 doors down, then stops screaming in a way that makes your stomach drop. You have your kitchen arsenal. Cast iron skillet in your dominant hand, chef's knife in your belt, meat tenderizer in your pocket, P38 on your keychain, fire extinguisher by the door. You don't go investigate. That confidence you're feeling, that urge to help, that's mistake number 1. You lock your door, you barricade with furniture, and you wait. Your kitchen tools aren't for hunting. They're for defending your position when something gets through your barricade, despite your best efforts. Here's the cascade. Someone pounds on your door begging for help. You don't open it. They die in the hallway. More of them smell the blood. They gather. One finds a weakness in your barricade, a window you missed, a door that doesn't lock properly. This is where the fire extinguisher saves you. You discharge it directly into the opening. The chemical cloud blinds them, disorients them, gives you 3 seconds to reposition to your secondary defensive point. They push through. Now you're fighting in your kitchen because that's where you made your stand. Close quarters. No room for big weapons. Your skillet connects with the first one's skull. Short controlled strike, crack, immediate stop. Second one is right behind it. You don't have time to reset. You draw the chef's knife and slice lateral across the neck. Spine severs. It drops. Third one grabs your arm. This is where people die. They panic. They fight the grip. They waste energy. You don't. You've got the meat tenderizer in your other hand. 3 rapid strikes to the temple. Bone fails, it releases, you create distance, and then you don't chase them. You don't clear the building. You reassess, you catch your breath, you rebarricade, and you survive to hour 12. That's victory. Not glory, not heroism. Just breathing for another 12 hours. The survival rating for someone with this kitchen loadout versus someone with $3,000 of tactical gear in a 72-hour suburban scenario is honestly about a 7 out of 10 versus their 6 out of 10. The difference isn't huge, but it's real. The tactical person has better range options if they have firearms, but in close quarters residential defense, the kitchen tools person has equal or better reliability. Long-term survival past week 1 drops for everyone. But the kitchen tool survivor has one advantage: replenishability. Every house has kitchen tools. every tactical store is looted and burned by day 3. You can re-equip indefinitely. Your tactical gear friend cannot. The practical advice is simple. You inventory your kitchen right now tonight before you need it. You identify the tools that fit this profile. You stage them in accessible locations. You don't wait until you hear screaming to figure out where your cast iron pan is stored. You practice basic strikes with the skillet until the motion is automatic. You sharpen that chef's knife. You verify your fire extinguisher isn't expired. And you abandon the fantasy that expensive gear makes you special. It doesn't. What makes you special is pattern recognition, tactical restraint, and tools that work when you're shaking and stupid with fear. Your kitchen gives you that. That katana does not. All right, your turn. Go to your kitchen right now. Actually do it. What's the heaviest pan you own? Is your chef's knife sharp enough to slice a tomato with 0 pressure? Do you have a working fire extinguisher within 15 feet of where you sleep? If the answer to any of those questions is no, you're not ready. Not even close. Here's your homework. I want you to tell me in the comments which kitchen tool you're grabbing first and why. Not which one sounds coolest. Which one you can actually use when you're terrified and exhausted. Be honest. No plot armor, no protagonist syndrome. Just honest assessment of what you'd trust when your life depends on it. And if you want more tactical reality that destroys your action hero fantasies and might actually keep you alive, subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're not here to sell you gear. We're not here to make you feel badass. We're here to teach you how to survive when everyone around you is dying because they believed the fantasy. Strategy debates in the comments. Let's hear your kitchen arsenal.